So one thing that I wanted to express is that so and this is so I'm now at about I'm out at just about 450 videos on this channel, and it's still a music channel. And I'm gonna make a couple more statements about music, and then also upload some music very soon. Um, but um, but this actual what I intend to convey as an insight. This is just a hint of an idea that occurred to me. I think it might be more profound than anything that I have uploaded to the channel to this point. And so I was saying in the previous video, it's been thought that according to Navajo elder teachings that um uh um we 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 come whatever we are in this life as two-legged beings on the earth. We come from different worlds. We are constituted as experiencing in trans. We come through different we come through different planes. A lot of things can be appreciated as a plane, even the earth plane. And a lot of times some of the struggle that we have and the defeat that we have and the depression that we have is from taking this plane as more than a plane or as an end in itself. That's actually very problematic. That's a lot of what I think hard science is predicated on, and I want to talk about a little bit about that. Some of the some of the brutality of what we appreciated as survival of the fittest, and what it means to be exist on this earth is materialism par excellence. That is brutality par excellence, and it actually is it's a misnomer and a misconception about what we really come through as exist as are and are to return to is that we're greater than what we can appreciate in materialistic terms, and we suffer when we appreciate ourselves from materialistic lens. And so some of this stuff, this materialism stuff, is not healthy. I remember I took psychology in high school, and some of the ideas that I was exposed to in psychology are they're actually problematic. But you're when you're young like that, you don't appreciate the nuance or have the reference to see where and how they're problematic. But they can teach you exactly a false notion that will cost you, if not health and happiness and contentment, it'll just cost you if you actually take some of this materialism stuff seriously, as definitive as it is. It's really it can really be challenging. And then some of the stuff that proliferates online now is some of there's different mechanics that make oppression possible. The probably the greatest part would be the economic disparity. Displacing people economically is what obliterates people. You can kill people, but if they still have family members, life goes on, and life does go on. Or you can kill animals, like even when you take animals in hunting, and you consume that animal, and it becomes part of you, and it died, but it didn't, but it's still with us, and it still goes on, and it's a deep communion that you can't really express that in words. But some of that's some of how I think that other people approach things like hunting, because you can't get outside of hunting. Like I've said in other videos that there's a group from India called the Jaina people, um, and there's ideas around there about things like ahimsa, which is himsa meaning harm, and ahimsa meaning injury to non-injury to any being. And if you take that to the full extent, it would appear almost ridiculous, absurd, and redundant to an onlooker if they don't appreciate how you feel about something, because that's actually what it would amount to if you attempt not to harm anyone or thing, not walking on grass, not how would you consume anything if you're not harming anything? Because you technically harm a plant when you pluck it to consume it, even if you're a vegetarian. But so we are necessitated to do things like hunting to in order to eat to live. But the way that other indigenous people approach hunting is you can't put that in words, and it's a deeper communion. Is beauty par excellence. The way that they would appreciate hunting and the respect and veneration for something that you've taken in hunting, and how it's like a rebirth. So in a way, it's not entirely different than sex, where you're somewhat in the greatest sense of sex, you're actually supposed to die to your partner. You actually die to one another, and you're born to each other. So you lay together, you sleep together. What happens when you sleep? A dream is born. So a child is a dream. They're all potential, all beauty, all subjectivity, all 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 possibility. It's a dream that happens when you sleep together, but you also die to each other. That's what the older romantics, like the bards and the poets, they would talk about dying to a partner. And actually, that might be the most beautiful thing, is to actually die with someone that you love. Like some people would say that like you scare a lot of people away. You start talking about that, but there's a movie in the '90s where this guy was falling in love and he wanted to die with someone, and they were like it was like very problematic in that movie, and that would be problematic, someone talking like that. But on a deeper romantic level, that's a lot of what making love is it's like sacrificing and dying to one another to be reborn again. But it's similar like with hunting and taking food. But when we're disgorging the environment, stuffing our face, feasting when it's not feast time, like we do daily, such that the animal can't replenish itself. Now you're getting along to murder and genocide, because when we don't come back from it, when we die but we're not reborn, now that's murder, that's genocide. And that's the clearest expression of that is economic injustice, inequity would be probably the parent of all other inequity, even including genocide, is economic inequity that is destabilizing homes upon the substance that it takes to run a home is the devil. But I wouldn't even call the devil something that ugly. That's past what we call the devil. That's wrong. Is what that is. It's wrong. But um um but there's other mechanics that help oppression, and part of it is like pathologizing and theories. Like a lot of theories like really damage people. So like applying theories to people to things. So like a lot of stuff that proliferates online, like it can be damaging. And like so some of these things that are in like these textbooks, like whether it be like the manuals that the mental health people use, or some of these scientific texts, they're very problematic if you have the reference and the nuance to appreciate where they're problematic. Um, but um, uh, but so but the problem had been when we take things as strictly physical and a transitory earth, a transitory plane such as the earth as an end to itself. Before that, we had been in the ocean. It's appreciated, and that is also a transitory plane, different than the earth, but still a transitory migratory plane is the earth. I mean, is the water. And so some people would say that, according like what I picked up on Navajo elder teachings, is that we came through different iterations of worlds, passing through, migrating through different planes. One had been, I'm not sure what the first would have been thought. I think the second is the blue world. You could maybe say that would be like the ocean. And then the yellow world, which is like the land where corn is still significant on the land. I can't articulate entirely how it is, but I think that the earth really is, corn is significant, and the color yellow may actually be profound as far as living on the earth is concerned, and that would be confirmed on the channel Navajo Elder Teachings. But what I want to say is that I think what might be profound is that a lot of people, you wonder like how did humans get here? How did life come to be? Like how is this? How are we existing like this? How can, and I think that what the challenge might be, and this might also be the shortcoming of like things like materialism, objectivity, as science is a part of materialism and objectivity, because science is somewhat prompted by materialistic interests, and it also furthers materialistic interests. So science can be materialistic, but is all coming from without. So they try to understand the human body from without in science, dissecting it without. But I think that sometimes, so it said that so we don't think about things from within. I talked about I had a conversation with a scholar, and he said that I was communicating with an eminent scholar. I'm just not going to reference him because I want to protect his privacy that when we had that conversation, but otherwise I would reference him. And he said that inner space is as vast and more profound and potent than what we appreciate as outer space. And so if you think about a human being, so they say that the body of a human being is almost the exact constituents of the ocean. So from a certain standpoint, we never left the ocean. We took the ocean with us on the land. The same is true of a human feet. The womb of a woman is very similar to the ocean, and it has a lot of salt, just like the ocean does. And it's affected by the moon as the ocean is, the salts and the fluid of the fetus of the womb of a woman. So I want to say that maybe rather than how did we get here, is that we came into this life, into this plane from we come into this life from a woman. We don't actually come upon this life. We come in through a woman out onto the life, but we're still always within ourselves and within what it is that brought us here. So the real life is inside. So I got one more video of this.